Hello everyone, my name's Adam or EposVox. I've got a new series for you here on weekends. I am calling it What the Fact for frequently asked questions, because I get asked a lot of questions very frequently, and I'm going to start pointing people toward this video so that they know about the video series instead of me going through the trouble of answering them a whole heck of a lot. I've actually started using TubeBuddies, and in this video is not sponsored by them, but I do have an affiliate code for them, so I will promote it shamelessly here. TubeBuddy has a feature for YouTubers called canned responses, where you can type up a response and automatically send that same response to other people without having to retype it, which has been very useful for answering the same questions about audio not working from OBS or Visual Boy Advance issues, things like that. And so I've had to resort to that for a lot of questions. But I'm going to divide up this show in about 2 questions per episode and try to answer a lot of my frequently asked questions in a way that hopefully is still helpful to just about everyone without being too irrelevant. This isn't an ask me kind of thing so much as I'm answering specific relevant questions to the channel. So I'm going to try to keep these episodes interesting by splitting up the questions between like a very easy one and a more in-depth, more in the dirt kind of question. So the first question here is, how do I upload videos to YouTube? The second question here came via Twitter, and someone asked, which I get a similar question fairly often, but I wanted to provide a more in-depth answer. I could only reply very briefly on Twitter, but they said, I'm interested to know what you do to keep yourself motivated and push on. And then I gave my brief TLDR answer, and they said, awesome, I'm struggling with being burnt out from the 8-hour bill-paying job and immediately trying to work on the fun things. And I went through a similar thing. When I was in college, I had a part-time job in which I worked 20 to 40 hours a week. I was a full-time student, I had an internship, and I had my YouTube stuff, and I had a relationship to build with my fiance. That was a lot of stuff. I didn't really do anything else. And that's, now that I'm doing half of that, I'm only living and doing my YouTube stuff. And I mean, I do still technically have a job, but it's not the same kind of like traditional job as I had before. What are you doing, cat? What are you doing? What are you doing? I still have a job, but the big thing is that I love what I do. I thoroughly enjoy it. I wake up every morning and I fall asleep every night, immediately still circling thoughts in my head about stuff to do with what I'm doing. Video ideas, different ways to approach videos, people I'd want to collaborate with, potential sponsorships I could land for the channel, new policies I need to do, ways to revamp things like the Patreon page, which I'm revamping, ways to contact different companies, things like that. It's always on my mind, and it's always what I focus on because I enjoy it that thoroughly. I'm that passionate about it that really is no other option. Not everyone works that way though, and you gotta find ways to keep yourself motivated if you're not, if you don't work that way. And to do so is mainly just to take time for yourself, but then also find the ways to appreciate the fun stuff. Like if you're worried about something that isn't your full-time job, then you need to find a way to make it a fun hobby and not take it as seriously. Like the best and most successful YouTube channels that have sprung up so far came from being hobbies, came from people who either lost their job and just wanted something to do, or already had a job but found YouTube fascinating and wanted to get involved in it, and they just did it. They didn't try to make it a full-time job, they didn't go all in and blah blah blah. They just had fun. They just made videos, and that kind of genuine passion and enjoyment translates over to the audience, and they appreciate that. The same thing happens for most creative fields or side projects, things like that. And so that's my advice. A big thing also comes from the fact that I'm experienced enough, I've been doing this long enough that I know that patience is very, very important. I still have moments. I actually kind of felt that way this weekend where the slow grind of it just kind of eats away at you, and you get a little stressed because things aren't moving fast enough, and you're wondering, why bother? You bother because you want to. You bother because you enjoy it. You bother because you'd still be doing it regardless of what the results are. So that's my long-winded answer. So this is What the Fact, episode 1. Hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to comment down below. And if you have any frequent questions you'd like to, again, I'm not doing like Q&A kind of stuff. This is purely questions I get answered often. But if you have a question that I feel would benefit the rest of the audience, then I will probably answer them here. This is going to be an irregular series, but I'm going to try to keep it going to fill in some of the questions that I get asked a lot on the weekends. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.